Corporate secretaries are constantly being asked to do more with less. It seems that every company is always trying to cut and hold down costs. And the challenging thing for corporate secretaries is that you can't ever skimp on taking good care of your board, your senior managers. You don't ever want to be put in the position where you've left out a presentation to the board from an outside advisor that helps illustrate that the board had the right advice and that they were diligent just because you were under budget pressure and didn't bring that person in. How can you pull this all off on a tight budget? Today on Zippy Point. I'm Brock Romanek, and I'm a big fan of Hughes. Money makes the world go round, and outsiders might think you're made of money because you're tasked with taking care of the board, but unfortunately that's not the truth. That's far from the truth. You're forced to live within a budget just like anyone else. So let me clarify something. For most corporate secretaries, you're dealing with a two-pronged budget, one for your own small department, a handful of people, and that budget is a cost center. You're not bringing in any revenue. Your leverage for a bigger budget can be a challenge. And then there's the board's budget, which might be in an unlimited budget, or maybe it's not. Regardless, it's a different budget than the one that you have. So I cover the board's budget in a separate vid guide, a link to which there's beneath this video. So here are 5 things to know about trying to live within your own budget. 1, identify priorities. 2, revisit priorities after a major event. 3, track how you spend time and money. 4, get tracking help from in-house experts. 5, how to ask for more money. 1, identify priorities. So since your budget has limits, it's key to formally address annually what are your priorities for the next 12, 18 months. Take a minute to ask board leadership, your CEO and the general counsel, is there anything that you're thinking about the board or a committee doing, or a direction we might take with the company where I need to plan for that within my budget? You might hear feedback of, oh yes, we might want to increase the board by another couple of directors. So then in that case, you're going to have recruiting costs, the director orientation costs, the cost of taking a larger board on the road to a board meeting that you have to travel to, and all that kind of stuff. What the general counsel might say is, because we have this litigation, we're going to have to probably have an internal investigation. So we're going to have some outside counsel costs as they're going to be addressing the board several times over the next 6 months. You know, some of that budget is of course coming out of the legal department's budget, but some of it's coming out of the corporate secretary's budget when you're doing board presentations. Then there's shareholder engagement. You don't want to skimp on that. You're going to need money for research. Perhaps you're going to need to travel to meet investors, to attend conferences where you know representatives of the proxy advisors of your investors will be. And then you need money to ensure that your communications with shareholders are effective. Some years there will be hot button issues for investors that involve your company a lot, and that's going to cost you some money. 2, revisit priorities after a major event. So you may need to revisit your budget if there's a major event, a big acquisition, a CEO change, a big battle over a sticking point with a large shareholder that's going to require a lot of engagement. That can cause you to go back and seek emergency funding. 3, track how you spend time and money. So try using timesheets for 1 month each year. Sure, that's a pain in the butt. One of the pleasures of being in-house is not having to do that kind of thing. But if you have staff that's never worked in a law firm, and you will have staff like that, it may take them a while to teach them how to do it. They're going to really hate you for it. But it really does provide real feedback. It gives you the support to ask for additional headcount and to avoid headcount cuts. And it gives you the assistance in coaching your staff about how they might be more productive. Look at all the time you spend doing X when you can really be using that time doing Y, and that's a more productive use of your time. So once you have that kind of information, you can brainstorm about how you can take work and cost out of your system, remove the friction, the automating, outsourcing, completely stopping a practice altogether. 4, getting tracking help from in-house experts. Get chummy with the people in your finance department that have the responsibility for tracking expenditures, a forecaster. Ask these people for their ideas, their secret sauce about how you can improve your processes. See if they're willing to come to some of your staff meetings. Maybe that will help them feel like they're part of your team, to get them to better understand your function and where you can cut costs or improve your workflow. 5, how to ask for more money. Once a friend gave me a PowerPoint he had put together in his effort to ask for an additional headcount in his corporate secretary's office. It had 6 slides with the goal of making the business case for a bigger budget. Yes, you're a cost center, so making the business case is smart, but it can be challenging to do because you are a cost center. So you can pull it off if you tie how better compliance can improve the company's performance here and there, how it might actually help the company cut costs. Then your increased budget has a multiplier effect. Show that off if you can.